found it.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
I've been completely out for maybe 2 years now, but I've been out to my close friends for much longer than that. And I've come to realize that coming out isn't for the people around you, it's for you. Being able to vocalize who you are, owning who you are, being proud of who you are, it's about self-acceptance more than anything else, really. But what happens after you come out? Here are 5 things I think every newly out person needs to know. Number 1. I remember feeling kind of overwhelmed by all this new lingo that was being presented to me and all of these different ways to identify and present yourself. Using the gay community specifically as an example, I felt like I had to figure out, which pop queen do I stand? Am I top? Am I verse? Am I bottom? Am I something in between? Which body type am I? Am I a bear? Am I a twink? Am I a cock? Am I a cub? Am I something else? I don't even know. But here's the thing. You don't need to be a Drag Race quoting, Ariana lyrics knowing person to be a gay person. Just like you don't need to be a beard growing, muscle bound, gym going person to be a gay person either. What you need to do is find and be you within the larger, broader LGBTQ community. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The gay community can be loving and caring, but it can also be shallow and mean. There's only so much you can have in common with people where you just share the fact that you like the same sex and you might have faced some similar experiences from the broader society growing up. People who don't fit into stereotypes tend to have a harder time fitting in. And that applies to the LGBTQ community as well. My advice for you is this. Do not give up you to fit in. Try and carve a space for yourself within the community and seek others who are like you. You'll be much happier in the long run. Number 2. Hookup apps tend to bring out the worst in people. People are going to flake on you, people are going to say mean things and do mean things, people are going to disappear. Know that this says more about them than it will ever say about you. It's true what they say about bullies. People who bully tend to be bullied themselves. They're deeply insecure about themselves and that's why they bully other people. Don't let it get to you, and more importantly, don't become one of them to try and mask your own hurt. I'm not going to tell you not to use a hookup app because, we've all been on there at some point or another. But I will tell you that there are apps out there where you can have a better experience. Different apps bring different experiences, even with the same people, oddly enough. And I definitely recommend trying out different dating apps to see which one you're most compatible with and works best for you. Huge thank you to Taimi for sponsoring today's video. Taimi is an LGBTQ plus focused dating app. You have the usual features of a dating app where you can match with other users. I've used Taimi in the past when I had just come out, and what really stood out to me about Taimi was that they have a social network built into the app directly. You can make posts and you can even go live. I feel like a lot of dating takes place on dating apps now. I feel like people don't really go out to bars to meet new people anymore, which one of the major cons is that it's a little bit harder to make new queer friends. Taimi's social experience includes groups that you can join based on your interests, and this helps you connect with people who have similar interests to you within the broader LGBTQ+ community. Check out the description below for a link to Taimi. Give it a download, give it a whirl, and let me know what you think of it. Speaking of dating, here's tip number 3. Have a type if you want, but be aware of your own prejudices. Everyone has a type, that's all fair and normal, but you must be aware of how your actions and behaviors can affect other people. Saying things like no fats, no femmes, no blacks, no Asians, you can lean one side or another, that's totally normal, but saying things like that just shows a lack of tact. Being unwilling to experiment or try different things will only serve to stunt your own self-growth and self-discovery. At the end of the day, it's your life and no one has a right to tell you who to date, who to hang out with, who to be friends with, but everyone has a right to respect and dignity. Here's number 4. Do research on queer history and queer culture. It's fun, it's interesting, and it serves to bring a sense of belonging and passing down of knowledge. I also recommend everyone go to Pride at least once. My first Pride was Chicago Pride. I had just come out to my parents, I wasn't speaking to either of them. I didn't have a lot of queer friends. And going to Pride, I was honestly amazed at just how many people there were who were LGBTQ and out. And the streets of Boys Town were packed. Like by the time the parade was going down, you literally could not move. It was like sardines in a can. It was just honestly such an amazing sight to see, and I recommend everyone, go once and bring a lot of water. I recommend a couple of fun things for you to watch while we're nearing the end of quarantine. The first one is Tales of the City. Tales of the City follows the queer residents of 28 Barbary Lane in San Francisco, and it's a place owned by mysterious Anna Madrigal, and that's the most I'll tell you about it. Absolutely love that show. And the second one is Pose. I binge watched the whole thing during quarantine. Absolutely loved it. Super excited for season 3. Let me know if you're into it as well. Pose is a drama set in the 1980s. It's centered around the legendary and iconic house mothers in New York City's underground ball culture at that time. And that's the other thing. Take care of your trans brothers and sisters because it's the right thing to do. The LGBTQ plus movement is a human rights movement, and just like you have the right to love who you want to love, they have a right to be the person, the version of themselves that they want to be. Here's thing number 5. Be aware of your own boundaries and respect your partner's boundaries. Asking is always the right thing to do, and hygiene is always number 1. Play safe, get tested regularly, and consider getting on PrEP. I'll leave some links down in the description for you below. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. I try to release a new video once a week every Friday. Stay safe and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.